Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I'm Jenice Lois, along with Lois Garner and my best friend, Ingrid Dawkins, and we're continuing the series on friendship. So welcome and thank you for being here today. And I know that Lois is going to be asking my friend, some questions about me, whether or not she knows them all. We'll see, right? But Lois, you're going to be doing the honors today, asking Ingrid some questions, and I will be confirming or not whether she's correct or not.
I am. First of all, Janice, why don't you tell us a little bit how you know Ingrid?
Oh, wow. Ingrid and I have known each other for many, many years. If I give you the number of years, I probably will age us both, right? So probably, let's just say over 40, okay? And I knew Ingrid from church, back in church, when I first came to the US. We all lived in Brooklyn and went to church together, and I met Ingrid from there. So that's how I got to know her. But she'll probably tell you the story that I didn't really like her at first, because I thought she was younger, and I was like, why is she hanging with the big girls? Right? But Ingrid was way ahead of her time and pretty darn smart. So as I got to know her, I realized that was the case, and we became fast friends and have been fast friends ever since. We do a lot of things together. We travel to each other's hometowns every once in a while for the holidays and things like that. And I just got back from the Caribbean, with her mom. So yeah, known her for many, many years.
Well, Ingrid, it's really good to have you here and to see your face finally for the first time.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. You
guys
are doing great work.
I'm just gonna throw you some questions, and we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
What is Jenice's favorite color?
Oh, that's an easy one. Jenice and I share a favorite color. Our favorite color is black for so many reasons. Black goes with everything. Black is a strong color, and we're both strong women. We're strong young people and grown into strong women and have a strong friendship. So that's will always be a bond between us.
Yeah. I think the other thing why I like black as well is that it slims me. I kind of like to look a little slimmer and more sophisticated. So I've always liked black for those reasons as well.
Same here, Lois.
I think there's like extra points for explanation.
It's the go-to. It's the go-to color. I'll tell you, I don't have a problem with it.
It's a good one.
It's a year round.
All right, here's one. Does Jenice have more shoes or more candles?
Oh, wow, that's a hard one. Gosh, she tries to give away a lot, based on just change in life and preferences for a lot of reasons. I would probably say now, there was a time in my life that I would say shoes for sure. But I think just because of some life changes and her getting rid of some things and transitioning, I'd like to think that now she probably has more candles just because of that. If it wasn't for that, I would still say shoes.
What do you think, Jenice?
No, I've got more shoes still.
Well, you don't wear them, and I don't want
That's the thing. Well, I don't because of my back. My back
Exactly.
issues, I haven't worn them in a couple of years, but I do have more shoes. And because the other reason, I usually wait for the sales at Bath and Body for the candles and just clean up. And for the past 2 years, they've been raising the prices, and I've been kind of more stingy in buying. So I don't have as many.
but here's the question though, Lois, because of her back and her back over the last couple of years, if you asked her how many shoes she's wearing, it's not that many. So that's what I'm thinking. She may have them. They're not functional to her because she's not wearing them.
That's
so I
true.
would say in terms of the shoes that she's wearing and able to wear, she's got more candles than shoes. That I know for sure.
Yeah.
I've got a closet with
2 pairs of shoes right now.
So it's kind of deceitful.
Yeah, because I'm not wearing them.
She's not wearing them. She can't right now. And she told me at some point she's probably not going to go back to wearing a lot of them. So,
Well, and you did tell me at one point that you were thinking about getting rid of some of those things. So
I did say that. I did.
Yeah. If Jenice could choose a superpower, what would it be?
Oh gosh. That's a hard one, Lois. I have to think about that one. A superpower. Oh. Well, I'll tell you this. I'll call it a superpower, and it's similar to what I believe my superpower is, what my go-to is, and I think we share this similarity. We're fix-it people.
Mm.
So if something is going wrong, somebody's hurting, somebody needs, we jump into fix-it mode. How do we fix it? How do we make it better? So I don't know if we, I can't really call it a superpower. I'll just say it's a part of our personality. Not saying we always get to fix it, but we always are in that mode. How do we improve it? How do we make it better? There's a problem. Okay, so now what? What do we do? So hopefully that answers the question. That again, when you say superpower, that may take on a different connotation, but I'll say that's one of the things we share, commonalities we share. We're always trying to fix it or improve it, make it better.
I would say that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, well, if you could do that in any situation, that would be a superpower.
It would be, right? If we could actually succeed, then it certainly would be. But I think we try.
Like
Mhm.
a magical band-aid,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
emotional, physical, or otherwise, right?
yeah.
absolutely.
If she could be another person, who do you think she would like to be?
Your questions are hard, Lois. Who she would want
Now I
to be?
wish I saw them ahead of time.
I know, that's so
You
hard.
did.
Yeah, but I didn't
Um,
realize how hard these were. It was a while
that's
ago that
a
I
hard
saw
one,
them.
Lois. That's a hard one
That's
because
hard.
we we support each other and have supported each other based and valued each other for who we are, um, not who we wish we were. So that's really a hard question for me to answer. Um, we talk about, well, we wish things were different, but we never talk about necessarily wish we were someone else, because we value who we are, we celebrate who we are. So that is a difficult question. If you asked me that question, it would be hard for me to answer, because I think it might be a quality here or quality there, or it could be even something tangible that you don't have, that you say, well, if I have this, then maybe I can position things a little bit differently. So that's a hard question for me to answer. I don't know where to start with that answer, to be honest. But let me think about it.
Well, I think in a way you just answered it.
Okay.
'Cause you as friends, you talk about it. You've talked about it, and you just said you don't really want to be anything else.
Anybody else, right? We value each other for who we are. We've never, said, "Oh, I wish I could be this person or that person." That's never been a part of our conversation, because we hold each other up as sisters and friends for who we are, and we value that. And so, no, I guess that is the answer to the question. It's not a person, and your question is, who would you be? We'd be ourselves.
Which is a really beautiful thing.
Agree. But it's something to think about. But yeah, that's my answer. I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
What do you think, Jenice?
Well, I'm thinking. I've secretly wondered if I was like someone like Oprah or Michelle Obama, I could do more things and I could fix more things or I could help more people. So I've thought about that in that sense. Not that I want to be them, but that it would be nice to be like them, in some ways.
And whenever I think that, how that translates for me, Lois, is not necessarily, to your point, Janice, being them, but the resources and network that they
That they
have.
have,
And
exactly.
that's what I mentioned to you when I say, we can always say, yeah, we wish we had more of this or had this at our disposal. So I think that question is broader. It's not necessarily them, but if we had these resources, look at what
That
we
they
can.
have,
For
yeah.
example, if I had Oprah's money,
Then yeah.
the little, or even a quarter of it, here's the impact that I think I could make in this country, the
Mhm.
country of my birth, or, pockets. Those are the conversations that I think we have.
Mhm.
Well, perhaps we just need to be ready for when we do have that.
Yes.
Mhm.
Amen. I
Amen
love
to that. I'm claiming that one.
I love that, Lois. You're right. And we have dreamed together about what we would do in
That'll be
partnership
fun.
if we
Mhm.
ever had access to those resources in the next stage of a phase of our lives,
Yeah.
which is a beautiful thing to think about. And hopefully one day that it will come to fruition.
And that's a beautiful thing about friendship and having dreams and being who you are. Because if you're giving that away to somebody else that or to another person who you aren't really, you're giving something up
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and you
You're
don't want to.
sacrificing something. Yeah,
Right. And then that's not who you are anymore. You're not authentic.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. That's your authentic self. Agreed.
We'll just wait on those resources and make them happen, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. I like the sound of that.
I do
Would,
too.
would Janice rather order in or eat out?
In COVID or not. Oh, we enjoy eating out. We love food and, experiencing cultures and,
Yeah.
we like that. So yeah, eating out, yes, for sure. We'd enjoy that. That's our preference. Eating out in another country,
Even
that's
better.
our preference too, even better. So
Even
yeah,
better.
we definitely share that.
What's Janice's favorite dish to cook?
Oh gosh. Well, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. She's an excellent cook and she cooks very well, but I will tell you, she is an awesome salad maker. Um, those aren't necessarily cooked items, but in terms of preparation and putting them together and combinations, and her salads are awesome. So if I were to pick her go-to and the thing that whenever we say Janice is going to make something or bring something, she's doing a salad. We don't even ask her.
You're right. You don't.
She's doing it because she's good at it and she's creative. Um, and she makes it a meal. Her salads are meals, it's not a side item. It's a meal in itself. So that I appreciate for her. So that's my answer, the salad. She can cook other things, Lois, but have her make you a salad. You'll be sold.
I've been hearing about these salads, so I definitely need in on that. What is it, Janice? What is the favorite? Is it the salads?
Well, that's what I go to, like Ingrid said, because I'm also a creative. So it's a place for me or a space for me to create. And I love color in my food because I love to eat with my eyes before I eat with my mouth. So salads is the easiest and the most creative thing that I can do, where I have so much more at my disposal to make and create and put things together, that I do that all the time. So I can have the same salad in a week 3 or 4 times and it be different every single time, just based on the things that I put in it and and combo it with. So salads, yes, I do like to cook. I like to entertain. But I think salads is one of the easiest things for me to create and be creative with.
And nutritious too, Lois. We
Yeah.
should, I mean, that's a given, but certainly a nutritious way. But yeah,
Yeah.
her salads are just beautiful. They're, just really appealing, as she mentioned, to the eyes, and that in turn appeals to the senses and then the taste buds.
So if you could only have one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Is that an answer? That's for me or for Janice?
For you?
Both of you.
Okay.
Both of them. One food for the rest of your life.
Oh, wow.
That's a hard one. Because if you say a salad, that has many things in it. That would be cheating, right?
Well, I would say a salad because you can, like you said, I could make it a meal, or I could make it a side item, or I could make it a pre-entree dish. So
Whatever.
depending on what I put in it. So I've made salads as a first course, I've made salads as a main meal, and I've made salads as a side. So depending on what I put in there, I would say a salad. So that is kind of cheating
That's
a little.
cheating. That
Yeah,
is
it is
cheating
cheating.
because
It
she
is
said
cheating.
one food, and salads typically have more than one.
They do. They do.
We're cheating about it, but I would agree. Salad would be. I mean, it's a way to be nutritious too, right?
Yeah, and it's a way to have variety. So
Mhm.
if I was only allowed to have one thing or one type of meal, I would say salads, because then I could make them different. Even though it's one type of meal, I could make them different each time.
Yep. And know you're getting, what you need
Mhm.
nutrition wise. Does that answer your question or does that
Yeah,
cheat?
yeah.
Did we cheat, Lois?
Well, kind of, but when you met Jenice, what do you think she thought of you?
Well, she told you what she thought it was. She says that all the time. And I knew that. She thought I was stuck up because I was younger. And I'll explain, as she said, I always had older friends. Um, I was actually skipped 2 grades, very young. I didn't go to a kindergarten. I didn't go to first grade. So that what that meant is I graduated from high school when I was 16. So I always had older friends. My friends were 2+ years older than I was. And so as a result, I was more mature. Was able to have mature conversations and I navigated with older people to this day. Janice is a little bit older. All of my friends essentially are older than I am because of the fact that that's where I was able to hang with them, so to speak. And that's because of, how I started with school. The friends that I had that were my age bored me. They weren't able to have, the conversations that I wanted to have or explore. And, there were some challenges when I was growing up because, you have to be a certain age, but to get into certain spaces, but I was able to do that because I had older friends. Um, she doesn't think that she understands me now, of course, over the years after we've gotten to know each other. She knows I'm not stuck up. I'm just older for my age and probably a little bit then of my time, ahead of my time.
Yeah, she's smart,
Um,
intelligent.
well,
So
thank you, Janice. You are too. And I think we challenge each other too, We encourage
mhm.
each other, but we challenge each other. And we can be upfront with each other and say, you know what? This is not right. You shouldn't be doing this and don't do that. Why did you do that? Why are you
Oh,
thinking
she
that way?
loves to preach now. I'll tell you that. That she does.
I take those too. I can preach, I can give it, but I take it from you too. And I
Okay.
think
All
that's
right.
what friendship is, being able to give it and take it and know that it's received in love
Mhm.
and criticism given in love while holding each other up. And that's so important to me. Janice has been with me through some challenging times. I've been with her through some challenging times, and I think that just makes our friendship stronger.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I can tell you guys are really close, and it's been a long uh, time that you have been friends, and that's a really special thing.
it
Yeah.
really is. It
Really,
really is.
so
Yeah, I
And
can count on my hand how many close friends I have, and Ingrid is definitely at the top. And I have one other friend who actually Ingrid knows through me, Marie. She's about the only other friend that I can say even gets close to Ingrid in terms of closeness. And so they're hard to come by, those types of friends. And if you have one, you are rich. But when you have more than one, you're even richer still. So I would say I'm very lucky in that sense that I have two friends, especially Ingrid. Ingrid knows more about me than maybe Marie does. But when you have at least one friend who you trust implicitly, that's special. And not a lot of people can say that. But I can say that about Ingrid. And I know that sometimes she can be hard um, in her, tutelage or whatever, or in her advice. But I know that she means well by it and that she only wants the best for me. Whereas she's telling me things that I need to know, not what I want to know. She's telling me things that I need and not what I wanted to say, the things that she knows that I need for my own good. And so with that, I know I can trust her. I can trust her judgment. I can trust her intuition, and I can trust her word. And that's rare. It's very rare.
same, Lois. I am a very guarded person. Um, a lot of what Janice said is true for me as well, but I am very guarded. I've been guarded for many years. I don't let a lot of people in. I have friends, but Janice is the same difference, same one of two probably in that space. So probably for me, she is certainly the closest friend that I have. Um, and I've shared more with her than I have with other people who I don't allow in that space. I still, I was guarded when I was young, and I'm still guarded to this day. It's just a part of my personality, and so I don't share. So I share with her, and I share that space, and so that's very special to me. Circumstances in our life, allow us to be the way we are, and I'm thankful that at least I have her to share with, because if not, I don't know that I would share of
Mhm.
myself, except my therapist, right? And you don't even go but so deep with your therapist.
That's true. That's
you
true.
know, you
Yeah.
only tell your therapist what you want them to know at that
On the
particular
need to
time,
know basis, right?
right? At that particular time. But with Janice, I can share and know that it's not going anywhere. And then the criticism comes back. It's coming back from a space of love, not a space of bias. Um, but that's special to know that I have someone that I can call on that knows me too, and knows a part of it is
Mhm.
the culture that we share too.
Yeah.
We have a
Yeah.
similar cultural background. Her parents are from, where I'm from, and so we share everything from culture. Um, that's where
Mhm.
it's grounded, and I think that's important in friendship for them to understand the space and experiences
Mhm.
that you have, and how that tends to make you who you are.
And
So
our
I do
faith
think
too. I think our faith also connects us because we grew up in the same church. And
true.
even though I don't attend the same church now, but that is what has connected us, our faith and our love of God. And sometimes I have to encourage her, sometimes she has to encourage me, and faith is a big part of that. So I think
Yeah,
that's also a connecting part for us.
that is true. That is true. We lift each other up through faith, which is a beautiful thing, in prayer. So I'm excited about that, and I'm happy for that, especially going through what I'm going through now. And we've both been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's all I have. And you guys, I think that wraps it up very nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
I'm sorry I missed yours, Lois, your segment. I would love to
Well, it's
hear.
available. It's still up on the page. I'll send it to you so you could see it or listen to it. Because Ginger knew Lois pretty well. I mean, very well indeed,
That's
and
awesome.
knows a lot about her family and her children. And Ginger has 5 children, isn't that correct? 5 children, and she lives in Colorado, and they live on a farm, and her husband's a farm rancher, whatever. And so, yeah, I learned a lot about Ginger, and Ginger did very well on her. So I'm going to send that to you so you can, listen to that.
I would love to. I didn't mention Lois. I don't know if Jen has told you. She's um, my children's godmother.
oh,
And so that's another commonality that we share. My children love her, um, and she's there for them as well. And that's very special.
how many children do you have?
I have two.
Please, too.
I have, even you wouldn't believe, I have a son and a daughter, and they are getting, I mean, when I think about their ages, I think about how it makes me feel old. So I
Mhm.
tell you, I'll just say they're adults. One is in college and one is beyond college.
Oh yeah, working for himself, doing his thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're doing well, thank God. But that's another, bond that we share, um, with the closeness to them as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. So that brings me to anyone out there who is interested in coming on Monday Musings with their friend. Of course, you're going to have to get your friend on board with the whole idea of being on the Monday Musings podcast or show. And of course, it's going to be Lois and I firing off the questions so that we are in an objective place to ask those questions of your friend online. So we can probably have one friend, and then Lois will take the other friend, and we'll ask questions. So if you're interested in being on the Monday Musings, please contact us. We're going to leave our emails in the comments so that you can apply, or at least let us know that you're interested in doing that, and we'll make it happen. we will make that happen for you so that we can continue our series on friendships and what it takes to maintain a good friendship and what it takes to grow one if you don't have one. So yes, thanks again for being here, everyone. Happy Monday and enjoy the rest of your week. And we'll see you again next week, same time on Monday Musings. Have a good one.
Talk soon.
Bye.